Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, MB Crafts. Today we're going to be making a rustic farmhouse deco mesh wreath using my inspiration for this wreath, this welcome sign. That's chicken. It says welcome. I love this chicken wire with the burlap in the back. I already put the 4 twist pipe cleaners on the back so you guys don't have to watch me do this because it's kind of boring and it's kind of self-explanatory. I folded them in half so I knew where the middle was. I put hot glue down, then I put the thing on, then I twisted them. Or no, then I put the piece of paper, this is 1 by 3, and then I put that on, hot glued that on, and then I twisted it here. So now it's nice and secure. So yes, with the rustic barn wood in the back. The ribbons we're going to be using today, I cut them already too. We got this really cool rustic white diamond, a red diamond with the cream color other diamond. And then we have this picnic table type. It's like a really creamy, dark, burlappy white with a red. So checkered farmhouse. And I already have them cut. I cut them at 12 inches already. And I already have the deco mesh cut. This one is poly burlap, so it's a real different type of burlap. Or deco mesh. It is very cool, but it's quite expensive. I think this was about $9 for this roll. So yes, it is quite expensive. And then I just used a regular jute deco mesh, burlappy type look, as the brown. And I have a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath form. I already put the twisty ties or twisty pipe cleaners on there. I have the big ones are on the outside because that's where the ribbons are going to go, and then the inside are where I have no ribbons. I have 6 pipe cleaners cut in half already that we're going to be putting into the middle. I just want to put them in now because I think it's kind of confusing to me when I'm doing it. The tools you're going to need is a rotary cutter, which I'm not going to be showing you how to cut them, but I just took my mesh and I rolled it out to 12 inches and I cut it at 12. It's already 10 inches across, and then I cut it at 12 inches for every single one. And you're going to need 9 bundles of 3 per each color if you do the same way I do it. So that means you're going to need about 27 10 by 12 squares. So I'm pretty sure I'm done rambling, so let's get on with the video. I have a hot glue gun plugged in already, and I don't have my hot skillet plugged in because we're not adding any florals to this, so we don't need that. I just have a wire cutters, just because I don't know what... I use this to cut the pipe cleaners, and then I use this for my hanger. But I already have the hanger made. But I'll show you at the end how I do the hanger. So we're going to start with the red. I have them already in bundles of 3 to make this a lot easier on myself. That way I don't... And you guys don't have to sit here and watch me cut it all. So what you're going to do, if you haven't watched my other video, if you were looking to watch me cut and do it a little bit more in depth, it's the video before this. It's my first ever video, so I kind of apologize. It was kind of backwards. It wasn't actually backwards, but when I put the sign up, I did it the wrong way, so you guys didn't really get to have a good look at the sign. But at the end, you guys saw the wreath, so you guys know what it looked like. But as you can see right here on the outside, this is the outside that the roll came on, as you can see. And this is where we cut. Right here. You can see because it's a little fraying. You're going to go from the bottom where we cut, and you're just going to start in the middle, and you're going to bundle this up. This is a lot easier, and boy, I love this mesh a lot better because it's very soft, and you make it look like a bow tie. Bow tie. So you're going to do that to all 3 of them. Now, I just put this in between my fingers. You could use your Bodabra or you could crush it down with like a scissors or something, but for me, it's easy enough just to put in my hand, and I just scruffle them up real fast. They don't have to be perfect, but make sure you just get it quite in the middle. And this stuff makes your hands real soft because the mesh that I'm using in my bumblebee wreath was kind of rough. And I got these supplies at the wreath shop online. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this first one and I'm going to stick it in this first small pipe cleaner, and I'm just going to pull them real tight. I'm using red pipe cleaners. You don't really, you can see it a little bit, but if you don't have the exact color, pipe cleaner that your thing is, don't really worry about it. So this one's going to be going up, and the side ones are going to go to the side, so it's going to come this way instead of that way, if you get what I'm saying. But I'll show you that when I do this. So we'll grab a bundle of the brown. How's everyone doing today? Comment down below if you're making a wreath while you're watching this video, if you're getting some inspiration for your next wreath. You're starting to do wreaths and you need different ideas on how to make different wreaths. I know my 2 first videos are going to be the exact same style, but that's because when I bought these wreaths, I had that style in mind. But I will start making videos on different styles, like the crisscross method, the twirl method, the curl method, using the big loops. So, I'll get back to my story in a second, but we're going to bring this one this way, as you can see, sideways. And that's how we're going to do this wreath, or this part. And pull it real tight, do a couple curls, that way we know it's not coming out. And leave that long, because we're going to be adding the ribbon into that section. So now we're going to go back to a red. I'm just alternating. Actually, to be honest with you, skip that, no red. I'm going to do the upwards, and then I'll do sideways. So you're going to need another brown, so that way we can have this one go up and down, and then we'll do the red for the sideways. So, don't let me confuse you guys. So yes, what I was saying was, my videos, I'll start making videos, more videos of me doing different methods, so that way you don't have to watch me do the same exact method. Because I don't know, some people don't want to buy 2 rolls of this mesh, of the 10-inch mesh, and there is some methods out there where you can use, well, I really only know one of them, but where you can make a wreath that's still full and beautiful, but just using 1 roll of 10-inch mesh. That's just the crisscross method, which I can show you at the end of the video, which I think I said that in my last video, that I was going to show you this wreath that I made. I never did. It was a patriotic wreath. Actually, I'll just show you it right now. And I used the crisscross method, as you guys can see, using the sign, God Bless America. This is the crisscross method, using only 1 roll of 10-inch mesh. Actually, no, I lied, you guys. This is using 21-inch mesh, but you're still using the crisscross method. It's just a little bit more fuller, but it looks almost identical to this if you use a 10-inch mesh. Your curls are just not going to be as, like, layered. Sorry, guys, I lied to you guys. But it looks exactly like that. It just does, the curls aren't as big, just because there's more long-wise, but it's still going to be, like, look the exact same. I have one downstairs. I actually brought it downstairs. It was a different farmhouse using red and white checkered. It's just a very simple wreath. I didn't add any sign, no ribbon, nothing. It was just plain old. I think I'm trying to charge 15 for it. Some people just like to have a nice wreath, but they don't want anything in it. They don't want a sign. They don't want ribbon. They don't want any florals. They don't want anything. They just want the regular mesh, make it look farmhouse to them, and they want to get on with their day. So that's what I do. I don't make too many of those wreaths because I like to go into depth and add ribbon because that's the fun part. But some people don't like that, so you have to fill everyone's needs. Not everyone likes the same wreaths that you make. Some people like the more just simple wreaths, so you have to make those kind of wreaths. So again, I'm just going sideways here. As you can see, that's why I did the burlap. That way I didn't have to do the red here and then put the burlap on top of it. So yes, now you just go back 2 more red, 1 more red. That way you can go back to the up and down, and then you go crisscross. So basically you'll be doing in 2s. This stuff really makes your hands, like, it feels weird because it's very soft. I'm not used to that. I don't use poly burlap very often because it's quite expensive, and I don't want to. I rather have my ribbons and florals and my stuff that I'm going to add into my spend a little bit more money on that to make it look better. I don't like to spend a lot of money on my mesh. I will go and buy the nice mesh. That way I know it's not going to fray as much. I'm not going to go and buy the cheap quality stuff, but I use a lot of deco mesh because it's cheaper and it still looks real nice. But just they didn't have the color red that I needed for this sign in the regular deco mesh. So that's why I came across this one, and I said, and I think it's gonna look really farmhouse, because it almost kind of looks like a burlap bag. That's what the texture almost feels like, and that's very farmhouse. So now we go back to brown, and move your things out of the way. Yes, you guys can see my mat is very, very damaged. I need to get a new one. I don't know. I thought this was a self-healing mat, but I guess it's not. It's not. It is very fraying, and I guess I was making a bunch of wreaths. I've been cutting these ones at 12, that's why, and then when I do my my curl method, I use my 6, so, and usually when I do my 6-inch, I measure it at 12 first and then 6, so that's why it's really bad here, but I still can see it, so it's fine. I need to get one of those really big ones, but I don't know if it's gonna fit on my table. So we just crinkle it up like so. So what are you guys working on? Are you guys working on summer? Are you working on, still working on your spring? Are you getting to patriotic now? That's the next holiday, is the 4th. I'm starting my summer. I had just finished a ladybug, or not a ladybug, a bumblebee, like you guys saw. And then, now I'm just doing this farmhouse one just because I loved the sign when I was shopping on the wreath shop. And then I have a ladybug one to do. I have some more patriotic, and then I want to get into real summer. Like, I want to make a flip-flop wreath. I want to make a flamingo one. That would be really cool. And I saw a video of I think her name is like, now I can't think of her name. Monkey's Creations, I think. I said this in my last video, but some of you guys haven't probably watched my last video, so I say again in this video. She was on live Facebook the other day. I think they were doing a marathon, and she made a mermaid tail wreath, and it was so cool. I would love to try one of those. I really want to make a dog wreath too, because I know there's dog lovers out there that want some wreaths, and I don't have an Etsy shop yet. I hope to open one soon. I'm still just researching all the things about Etsy and everything, and I'm still figuring it out. But right now I just sell at like craft fairs, and I sell at my uncle's farm during their pumpkin farm season and Christmas farm season. Christmas farm, oh my gosh. Can't talk today, you guys. And I do, they have like a spring thing, but every year, but I don't know if they're gonna have it this year because of the coronavirus. Hopefully, that's on like May 16th or something, so it's coming up, and hopefully our state opens up by then. But you never know; it might not. We'll have to get over it. I sell on Facebook. I make posts on Facebook, and people seem to come across them. I'm gonna start posting on Facebook Marketplace. It's just that I don't want, during this sickness, I just don't really want people coming to my house because I don't know what they have. So I might just wait, and hopefully this ends soon, and then I can figure out what I'm going to do, because I'm starting to get a lot of wreaths. My basement, I've taken over my dad's, a whole wall of the basement in the back room for my wreaths, because I have so many of them, and I had them in my room, in my closet, and I'm like, my closet is for my clothes, not all my wreaths, because some of you might know, because I said this in my last video. I'm basically saying a lot in my last video, but not everyone's watched that last video, so you're learning about it now. I share my craft room with my bedroom. I don't have a separate room in the house because we have a cat, and I don't want her getting into all my stuff. If I put it downstairs, I could, and I have pets. I have many animals. I'm an animal lover too. I used to have a small animal pet YouTube channel, and it was so bad that I deleted everything. That's why I started this video, because this is I think it's going to be more educational and more fun to do these kind of videos. So yes, I have like a bunny, so I have his big cage down there. It's like a big dog playpen, so it takes up a lot of our room. I have chinchillas, so they're down there. Guinea pigs, so their cage is down there. My chinchilla cage is huge. I have a leopard gecko, and then we have like a bar downstairs with couches and stuff. So I don't want to I don't want to have all my messy stuff down there and be working down there and stuff, because my sister has friends over sometimes and I'll go down there, and I don't want to be crafting while they're hanging out, because that's just weird. So I leave it up in my room. I sit up here. I just Jimmy rigged this filming for right now until I figure out a better way to film, because right now it's, if you guys saw the way I was filming, you'd think, oh my gosh, how is that thing holding up? It's like it's a selfie stick with all the way extended, like tied to my I think that's 9 or 10 tier plastic drawer shelf that I keep all my crafting stuff in, with my phone attached to it. And now my phone's almost dead, so I have it charged. It's charging right now, so yes, it is very, very, very Jimmy rigged. So eventually I'm going to be getting a better way to film, but for right now it works. You guys are not getting motion sickness until the end, when I take you guys off and I show you, because these wreaths are so big. I don't have a full-on easel yet to sit on the ground. I still have a small little desk easel, so I have to, and these wreaths are so big that they fit, but the bottom gets squished and it doesn't look right. So I have a nail on my wall where one of my posters in my room, I took it down for now so I could hang it up so you guys could see it. Right now my bumblebee one's on there. I have to take that one down. But soon I want to build a large easel, to like the one that you set on the ground, and then it'll be real high, because they're so expensive, and I think I can just buy some wood and make one. It doesn't have to be perfect. Literally, it doesn't have to be perfect. So yes, either my dad's gonna help me, or, well, he's gonna have to help me, because I don't trust myself with power tools. Well, I do, but like I don't really know what I'm doing, so that wouldn't really help. So yes, that's what I'm gonna build soon. Well, when I ordered this thing on Amazon, my other one on Amazon, I thought it was a large easel, and then it got here, and I'm like, that can't be my box, because my easel did not fit in there. And I opened it up, and I'm like, because I didn't read the dimensions, guys. I don't ever read the dimensions, and that's why half the stuff I get from online does not look, it's not very right. So right now it looks like this, you guys. As you can see, it is quite full, but it's not as full as I want it. So that's why I take the extra and I make three, I have 3 more sets of each color, so 6. And I add these into the middle of each section. As you know that the wreath goes around in a circle, and it's got 4 bars going around this way, and then it's got 6 of them going down that break up the different sections. In between, so there's a section here and a section here. In between that, in the middle, I add another one, and I go every other. So I go red, brown, red, brown, red, brown. And that's why I had those extra 6. As you can see, there's a pipe cleaner like right there. That's what I use to attach these ones. And if you want in the beginning, you can already attach those. That way you don't have to dig around and add it in there. But it just, for me, it just seems so full, and it gets covered. And when I'm putting the wreath on, it just kind of confuses me. So I leave it off, and I get all 6 of them on, and then I just go around in a circle. I have the wreath turned around. As you guys can see, I have the wreath out of the way right now, just because I'm going to do these, and I don't want the big wreath in the way right now. But yes, so we're going to be adding those, and then we'll add our ribbon that I already have cut. I did not dovetail this ribbon this time because it's a farmhouse, and I think it looks a little bit more farmy house. I keep saying farmy house. I don't think that's not right. I don't know why I keep saying that, but I do. As you can see, when you get to the end, it's going to curl up, and that's going to kind of help you make it a little bit more together and curly. So yes, I really didn't think that dovetailing the ribbon would make it real rustic. So I left it. I might curl it. We'll see. I have a plan that I'm not going to have it come into a section of 4. I'm going to curve it to a V so it comes out, because our square sign is going to take up a lot more space. So that is why I did not decide to do that. So you guys, this burlap, this mesh is really like, it makes your hands real soft. It almost feels like I put baby powder or something on my hand. It's very soft and it makes a weird feeling. It's kind of weird touching, but it's very nice that my hands don't have to get scratched up right now because when I make the deco mesh wreaths, it is very hard on my hands. And as you know, most of you wreath makers probably say the same exact thing. This is the last of the red, then we just have the burlap. I think in my next video, or so that way, I kind of want to make these first couple of videos for beginners. I know people are not going to watch them in order from my first video to my last, but I wanted just to have some on my channel where I kind of show you how to do everything. That way, if there's any new beginners that want to learn how to make a wreath, or especially for like right now for this wreath, since this is my second wreath on this channel of this type of design, I decided, that's why I decided not to show you me cutting them, because I did in the last video. So if they wanted, they can go back to you can go back to my other video and watch that. But if I ever make another video, another wreath, which I know I'm going to because I have a ladybug one coming, and I think I'm going to be doing my hunting one that I have an order for. I'm going to be probably having most of the wreath together, and I'll just show me putting a couple of these things on. And like these extra 6, I'll have them already twisty tied, or pipe cleaner tied. That way you guys don't have to sit here and watch it. That way my videos won't be as long. And then I'll just show you like me attaching the wreath and more of the fun stuff of me like decorating it, because that's what a lot of people like watching. And if you already know how to make these wreaths and you don't want to sit here and watch me do it, just fast forward. Fast forward to me starting to embellish it and add the ribbons and stuff, and then you don't have to sit here and watch this, because I know some of you guys are going to already say, oh, I already know how to do that. So then you can just fast forward. So I have 2 more after this to get through. I'm going quite fast for you guys, since I already showed you how to do this already. I don't think I need to show you about every time I do it. So I was at the dollar store yesterday, and their Easter stuff was on sale, so I picked up some nice Easter ribbon, and I don't really like the ribbon, but I pick up some of it because it's kind of cheap, which is the dollar store, so no wonder why. But some of their, like, they had like some like large Easter eggs on a pick, and those were real nice, and they were all 50% off, so I picked up a bunch. I picked up some little foam bunnies. I picked up a couple signs. They had some nice signs that I think will look cool for next year. I picked up, they had some sparkly twisty ties, or why do I keep calling them twisty ties? Pipe cleaners. I guess you can consider them twisty ties. They're just like, they work just like a twisty tie, except they're furry. So I have 1 more to go, guys. So yes, I picked up some of that stuff, and so that way I'll have a head start for next year. And why not get it for 50% off when you can pay full price next year. I also picked up, they had 4 rolls of the pink 6-inch deco mesh, and it's not that nice, but I said for 50 cents a roll, $2 for 4 of them. I'll just pick them up, and if I need to add a little pink in something, or if I need to add a couple little curls or something, I can always use them. I'm not gonna make a wreath out of the 4, because that would just that would not be very good. You would be able to see the wreath form perfectly see-through. So yes, so we're gonna take these. So there's 3 of these ones. So I'm just gonna add them back here for right now, just so they're out of the way. And then there's 3 of the red. I'll leave 1 red out because we'll start with red. Why not? Doesn't really matter what color you start with. It just, whatever one you start with, then you have to just make sure you alternate. So what I do is I kind of take my hand and push it up. That way I can have a better, like up like this. Okay, here are the pipe cleaners. Well, and if you want, you can always cut these off, but you're not going to really see these. And I kind of feel like some of these things poking out kind of makes it a little bit more rustic because it kind of looks like shredding burlap or something. But some of these really long ones just get annoying after a while, so I'm just going to cut these ones off. But you're not going to really see them because they're going to be down in the wreath, and a lot of this is going to be covered up by the sign that we're going to be putting on. So, as you can see right here, twisty ties. So what we're going to do is we're going to add them down. Here, let me move this. We're going to move this out of the way, and as you can see, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to add it onto the third, or the second. So here's number 1, and now here's number 2. And you're going to just attach it in there. I'm going to turn it around now. Just make sure I'm in the middle. Maybe, yeah, I'm like exactly in the middle. So then I twist it real tight. Twist. And then as soon as I get it twisted enough, like 3 or 4 times, I bring them together so that they're one. And I just take them and I go around that same exact wire. And I just bring it around. As you can see, I'm just bringing it around. That way it's not sticking out and it doesn't poke anyone's door and scratch it. So as you can see, guys, we'll bring it real close. I just brought it around and twisted it. That way it's not sticking up and hitting someone's door because you don't want to scratch someone's door. So now what you're going to do, I'm just going to leave the wreath turned around now because you already saw me do it once. But you're going to just bring it up like that. And you're going to bring it over here underneath the wreath, like I said before. And you're going to find where you want it in on the second row. And you're just going to bring it in and you're going to twist. Make sure you're in the middle. I'm not quite in the middle, so we got to move it over a teeny bit. And now I'm in the middle. So now we'll just twist it a couple times. You don't want these popping off because if these do pop off, you'll have someone will end up having a big, you don't want them to walk away and all of a sudden they're walking away and from your table at a craft fair or unboxing it on your Etsy shop and a big clump of mesh is in the box or falls on the floor as they're walking away, because that would not be very good. So now we go back to red since we're alternating and we got to find where we just were. So we're right there. So now I think I'm gonna go, yes, right here. But you guys, so we made a mistake, you guys. We made a mistake. So I don't know if you guys could see that, but we're gonna quick untie this one real quick. I forgot about this type of way because I'm so used to making these out of like just plain, but it's a very nice mistake that is kind of educational, so we show you and it's not gonna hurt anyone. As you can see right here, it's a lot of red. That's why you want to go in with your other burlap ribbon, and you want to bring it, or your burlap mesh, and you want to go in there. There's going to be sections where there's more color because we switch, you know? So you don't want, so if I were to add another red in there, it would have just been way too much red in that section. So that's why I'm going to bring this one and bring that one over. So that way, as you can see over here, you guys, over here, there's too much burlap over here too, so we got to add a little bit less burlap. Now where am I doing, you guys? Yes, right here. Oh wait, what? Oh wait, never mind. Guys, I'm confusing myself. I'm sorry. If I'm confusing you, I'm very sorry. I gotta find where this other, I took it apart. That's right. Wait, maybe I didn't. No, I did. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm confusing you. I feel so bad now. Okay, so I did take that apart. Okay, I did. We're fine. We're fine. We have wreath. Okay. So where do we just add that? We added that one right here. So now we're gonna come over here into this area. Since this one is brown, we added a little bit of extra poly mesh in there. We're going to take that one out and we're going to since we put one of these red ones on, we got to take this one off just because then otherwise it's going to be, so then we're going to take this red one, since we put the burlap one there, we're going to put this red one right here. because we are switching every other. So yes, that was a mistake that is kind of educational to you guys too. Just making sure that you switch it and make sure that you're not putting it in. You got to kind of see when you start, you got to kind of see where you have the more of the color, and then you start right there. That way you know you're not going to have. And you might just get lucky that you just pick it and it somehow happened. But for me, as you could see, there was way too much red in that section, and I did not want that much red in that section, because it would just been like big blot of red, and I didn't want that. So now we go back, we put the red one in there, so now we're going to go back to our brown burlappy type ribbon. I'm just going to call it like brown. I'm just going to call it brown and red. I already told you that one of them's poly burlap, but one's like a jute burlap. So we'll just, from now on, we're going to consider it brown and red. Even though it's more of a tan. So then we're going to go to our red. And we're going to add that one right down in here. Come on. Thank you. You gotta tell it where you want it to go. You don't let it tell where it wants to go. You tell it where you want it to go. Because sometimes it's gonna want to go some other direction, and that's not where you want it to go, because it gets stuck to something else. So now we got our last brown, and then we just got one more red after this. And make sure that you're going on to a wreath. Sometimes you think you're going on to a thing, but you're actually going on to a pipe cleaner, or it looks like you're going around, and then you twist it. You want to make sure you're always having one side, as I'll see, you can see that the bar is between. You want to make sure you have one side on one of the bar and one on the other. Don't go in sideways and just wrap both wires around the bar, going in a circle direction. Make sure that way, if it comes apart, it's still attached to that. It just makes for a better hold. I'll show you what I was talking about, because I said going in a circle, and that did not make any sense at all. Sometimes when I'm speaking, I think it makes sense, but it doesn't. But to you guys, it probably doesn't make sense. What I was saying is, don't go like this with both pipe cleaners and wrap it around. Make sure you go like that, where you stick it through, making a V shape. That's what you want. Make your V. That's a better V with the thing in the middle. And then you go around in a circle with the two, just to help get the thing out of the way, the pipe cleaner out of the way, so it doesn't scratch on your door. Now you want to take this middle and you just want to push it in. That way it's not, and as you can see, it's nice and full, like real full, So now what you're going to do, now it's ribbon time. So some people might start with their sign, but I like to start with my ribbon. That way I know where I'm going to put my sign, because I have my ribbon planned out already where I'm going to put it. So, okay, just kind of getting some of these shreds out of here, and that way that they're out of the way. Okay, so now we got ribbon. So I already showed you guys the ribbons in the roll, but I didn't. I cut them at 12 inches long, so that way they'll be 12 or 6 inches both ways. So I did not dovetail them because I didn't want them dovetailed. And when you're doing your ribbons, make sure the sides that you want upwards are up facing you right now. Some people might think, oh, well, I need to have it like this, because I'm going to bring it up. But no, because then when I put it up like that, this white's what's going to be showing against the wreath. You need to make it so it's like this. So I like to use a 2.5 with a 1.5 on top of it, but it's your preference, your wreath. But this is what I like to do, so that way that they're like that. So then what I do is I take it and I find my first pipe cleaner, which it's somewhere around here. Pipe cleaner, oh, it's right here somewhere. I think I found it. Yep, I found it. Oh, he's like buried. See, they get very buried. That kind of rhymed. Very buried. Okay, so what I do is I take the pipe cleaner, I open it up, and I just set the center of the ribbon down in, and I twist it like 3 times to make sure it's nice and tight in there. about 3 or 4 times. And then I kind of bring it to the direction that I want, and the direction I want is like a V shape. We're using a lot of V's today, you guys. I'm going to pull this other ribbon out a little bit because it's a little long on that end. There we go. It kind of must have moved in transit. And I can't really see, you guys, so I'm going to bring it kind of out of frame a teeny bit, just so I know I'm pulling it in tight and I'm wrapping it around. Okay, so then, yes, so that's how I'm going to have it. I would like it so it comes out like that, because it's going to go around like that, and the sign's going to be in the middle. If you have it the other way, the sign's going to kind of cover it up, at least with the sign that I'm using, since mine's a big square. For like the bumblebee wreath, I did it was like a long triangle type, not triangle, rectangle, where it was like long and then real short. But for this one, since it's like going to be real square, I want it, my ribbons going out like that. Okay, so again, pinch in the middle, bring them out, bring them together, and then you got to find your next pipe cleaner, which is right here. Now, if you're using 2 different ribbons, like on my bumblebee wreath, I used 2 different sets. So I had like a polka dot 2.5, and then I had a B 1.5, and then I had like a 2.5 stripe, and then I had like a 1.5 B, and I had them alternated. So I had like a polka dot stripe. But since this one is all the same exact one, you don't have to worry about that. But if you wanted to, you could use like a burlap ribbon. I have a burlap ribbon, but I already had these cut when I wanted it, and I think it just looks better when I don't alternate it and it just stays the same. So yes, for this one, the ribbons are all going to be this exact same design, or exact same designs. Yeah, I was right. And you got to find your pipe cleaner sometimes. Sometimes they like to bury themselves down in the mesh. So, and you just twist it, and I'll go back through later and I will cut the pipe cleaners. Some people think it looks cool better, and they just like to leave their pipe cleaners come on out. When some people use it when they use the work form, they like to just leave their pipe cleaners out. Since I'm using these like real kind of ugly pipe cleaners, I'm just gonna leave them the way I have them, or I'm gonna cut them just because I don't like the way they look. So again, pull, find your next pipe cleaner, which I see it. It's buried down in there, the other one, or no, it's behind. Hiding from me. Like I said, I got all these materials from the wreathshop.com. You can go and find them at the Wreath Shop. If you're looking for an online shop right now to buy some wreath supplies, since we can't really go to our local Hobby Lobby or a local, I know some people go to Carolina Pottery. I don't have one of those near me because I don't live in that area. But I can't go to my Joann's or my Michael's or my Hobby Lobby because they're all closed. So you have to make do, and you have to go online and buy your supplies. So I went on to the Wreath Shop, and I also just made an order at Craft Outlet for another wreath I have an order for. So that's another option. There's also like Trendy Tree. You can order on Carolina Pottery online. I don't know if they're working right now, but I know Craft Outlet and the Wreath Shop for sure. I'm assuming Trendy Tree is open. Deco Exchange, I think is open. There's also, where's my other ribbon? He must have fell somewhere. Oh, yep, he fell on the floor. So yes, there's many options. If you just look up wreath supplies online, a whole bunch of stuff will come up. You can also go on Etsy. There's Trends and Gems. I know that is another wreath shop online. So, yep, right now online. Amazon, you can buy on Amazon. I don't know if I really haven't bought, I know their deco mesh is kind of expensive, and I don't know how high quality it is, so I rather buy from the wreath shops. So, now we have our ribbon tails on, and we kind of have them going in the area that we want them to. So now our next part is, I think I'm going to go and cut all the pipe cleaners off, because that way I know then they're done. So I give them a little extra little twist, and then I go in with my, you can use scissors for this, but I rather just use these things because they're a lot shorter, and I don't have to go with a big whopping scissors. I don't want to I'm scared I'm gonna cut the ribbon. So yes, I just go in with these wire cutters, and they snip right off, and I just poke them down. You don't see them anymore. And the red, it's a red wreath, so there's red in the wreath, so I'm not worried about hiding that. You can also, if you are using a color, like say I was using like purple or something because I didn't have a red, you could kind of overlap them a little bit, and you can barely see it right now. You can't even see that there's red, but it's fine. And you can always play with it after you cut them too, right as soon as you get it on your like easel or on your wall. That's when you're going to be looking at it head on, like you would when you're on a door. Right now, since it's down on the floor, I can't really see, especially that I have this big tripod thing up here. I don't want to hit it and bump you guys, so that's why I'm kind of, it's just like a little shadow. It's because I'm kind of leaning over, because I'm trying to go down as far as I can with the pipe cleaner without cutting the ribbon. I don't want to just stick my thing down there and then cut the ribbon. So, and I don't know if I said this, but this is wired ribbon. I always use wired ribbon. You should always use wired ribbon when you're making a wreath with ribbon, because it just helps bring it. If this wasn't wired ribbon, your ribbon would go like that, or it'd be like that. But since it's wired, you can bend it, you can curve it, and it'll stay. It's like you're talking to a dog, stay, but you can tell it where it's gonna go, and it works perfectly. So wired ribbon, always. Wired ribbon is a wreath maker's best friend. Oh, forgot to move their thing so you guys can see. Sorry about that. So now we have it all done, and I kind of go through and I see if there's any like bundles of the mesh that's kind of covering up my ribbon that you can't really see it. I kind of move it out of the way, as you can see before I did that over here. But right now I think everything is looking good, and it's not covering it up too bad. But now we're going to go in with our sign. So, and if you're going to be doing florals or something, you could also do your florals around the outside right now. That'd be a good time for that. But since I'm not doing florals in this wreath, or adding anything else besides my sign in this wreath, I'm going to add my sign. As you can see, sign looks like this. I have orange, because you're not going to see it at all. And I didn't want to waste my red, because I don't have much red pipe cleaners left. And I have to do my ladybug wreath yet, and I have to make some patriotic wreaths out of the red. So I just use orange, because I don't really use orange that often. Or right now, since it's not fall, I'm not using orange. So, yes, so I just took these I think I already explained this, but I don't know if I'll just do it again quick. This is a 1 by 3 inch paper that I put over it. It's actually cardstock, and I hot glued it over the top of the thing. That way it stays down. I also stamped my company. Oops. Make that real clear for you guys. Focus. There we go. MB Crafts, and my email right there. So if you want to email me your guys' creations or what you guys have created, I would love to see what you guys have designed. I always love watching and seeing what people got out of my video. If they got any, it helped to bring them some inspiration or anything like that. So now I figure out where I want my top and bottom. Since I see these two are lining up and then these two are intersecting, I really like that. The wreath form that I'm using has 6 different things, so they kind of have an area where it's up and down, and then the designing like this. And since my sign has got to be like center, I'm going to be using that as my center. So for this one I did 4, because it's a big square sign. But if you're using like my last sign, I had a long, I just put one on one end and one on the other end, but since this one's like square, I did it on the 4 corners. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be using these 4 other ones to kind of help me line up my corners. So what I'm going to be doing with that, what I'm saying with that is I'm going to be using that to help me find that center, like, little, like, I'll show you. I'm going to stick these down in here. You're not going to be able to see it right now. But as soon as I get them stuck in there, I will show you guys what I'm talking about. Because right now, you're probably like, center, you're talking about bars, you're talking about all sorts of stuff. And yes, I probably would be confused too. Let me get this in here quick. We're at 45 minutes, so it's a little bit shorter than my last video because I didn't have to cut mesh in this video. So yes, I have that one down in there, and I'm going to bring this guy and bring it up a teeny bit more. And I'm going to bring this guy down. Like you can see, I'm going to bring it down towards this ribbon because that's what I'm going to be using as my center thing, like I said. And I don't know what I tied that one. Okay, that one. I tied on the second bar. Okay. Sometimes I have to go through and remember what bar I tied it on because every wreath is a different bar because every wreath is a different sign. And right now, as I'm twisting them in, it's not perfect. This is not permanent after I put this in there already. It's nowhere close to being permanent. I just put them in there just as a way for me to be able to kind of see how it looks, and then I go through and I adjust it and I see if it's too far on this end or if it's too close on that end, or if it's not centered in the middle, then I go through and I which I actually, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't really like that idea. It's way over here. I didn't see it way over there. Ugh. It's like getting, my pipe cleaners are getting stuck in all the burlap, or all the mesh. So you gotta kind of just weave through. It'll find its way sooner or later. As you can see, I'm turning it around, and I'm not twisting it very much. That way I can always go through and re-twist it on later. I will be twisting it a lot more when I know that that's my final product. And the final way I'm going to be adding it in. But for right now, I'm just bringing them down to get them in there, at least. Some people use floral wire for this. Some people will go through and do all sorts of stuff. I just use pipe cleaners. I think pipe cleaners are a lot thicker and a lot bigger than a little like floral wire, but some people use floral wire and that's their decision. If you're using this for your house, you don't have to go out with the whole like how I attached it to the sign. But since I'm going to be selling this, I don't want it to fall apart. I don't want my sign to end up falling apart at any point. I want it to be nice and sturdy and know that it's not going anywhere. I don't want to have a wreath where something happens and it falls apart, because that would just not be good. So as I'm looking at this, I'm going to kind of set it up to me. I think it's like pretty centered. I think that since I did the 4 corners, it kind of really helped me figure that out. But I'm going to go through now. I'm going to show you what I did. So as you can see right here, I brought it through the intersection point. So one on this side, one on the side, there's a metal in between. And I did that for all 4 of the corners. Since this is going to be the top and this down here is going to be the bottom, there's these other 4 done and done. These were attached. You can see the orange is what the sign is attached with. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to just pull them a little bit tighter and twisty tie them. Again, I call them twisty tie. Well, I guess you're twisty tying them, but tying them together and making sure they're real tight. That way I know my sign ain't going anywhere today. He's staying down there. And you guys are probably wondering, well, Max, why did you stamp your business on the back of the sign. They're not going to see it. Just in case they decide that they don't want the sign on there anymore, it's a way for me to be able to put it on there. It didn't take much. I just used that stamp. I have a like self-inking stamp that I ordered on some website. I think it was Amazon actually, and it was like some private company through Amazon. And you can decide what you want on it. And so I just did that. I stamped that on all my tags. I also stamp it on my tags, on my wreaths. So I have my price tag, and then I stamp it on that price tag. I use big tags. I have a couple of them right here, actually. So yes, I have these small ones I don't really use, but these big ones, there'd be actually a white in the back, but I stamp my logo right here, and then I write the thing and the price right there. And then when they buy, well, actually, since they're not buying this, in my bags, I usually, for the other stuff that I sell like cards and all that other stuff, at my craft fairs, I have my like big brown bags that I have with the handles and everything. I have my personalized business cards that I put in every single bag. I have other business cards, like professional ones done, but I don't want to use them all, so I made these ones. I'll show you them. These little white ones, I just cut the paper and I use my corner rounder, and I just stamped right in the middle with that same exact stamp that I stamped the thing with, and I have one of these in every single bag already, and they're all down in the basement, so that way when they get them, they're already in the bag. They can also take a business card if they want to. My business card just has like everything I make, and it has like the other information, like my phone number, and hopefully I can put my YouTube channel on there once this starts to go up. I want to start a website one time. Hopefully I can have an Etsy. I have a lot of plans to start adding to this business. I started this a couple years ago, and I didn't think it would get that far, and then I started making these wreaths, and I really love them. Right now, I'm not really telling you guys what I'm doing. I'm going through and I'm cutting off all the little schnibbles of stuff that's everywhere that's just gonna bother me. So then I just bring this down a little bit. I also oh my gosh, my vocabulary today, you guys. I'm taking these pipe cleaners and I'm just shuffling them around the thing like I did with the other ones. That way they don't scratch anyone's door. And I just cut it. Cut that one, cut this one quick. Like I said, I like a little bit of the stuff showing, coming through. So then back to the wreath. This is really heavy because the sign is huge. So now I'm going to quick shuffle up these ribbons. And see, I love the ribbon looking like this without the fishtail. Fishtail is more of like the summer and spring type vibes. I'm not liking it for the, I don't think I would have liked it for this type of wreath, especially since it's farmhouse. So I'm bringing that up. I'm going to go around now. I have a couple of pieces that I see now that are coming from the front. Actually, they just pull out. Otherwise, I have them done right now, and I'm going to quick move. If you stay with me for 2 seconds, I'm going to quick go move the bumblebee wreath. Oh, actually, the bumblebee wreath off. I'm going to take this with me. I'm going to, oh, actually, no, we're not done yet. We need to make the hanger, which I already have one made, but I'm just going to show you what I did. It's going to be in every video of mine. It's very simple. I just take this wire. I'll show you the wire. Get it at Walmart. 55 pounds, 10 gauge wire. I take about 4 to 5.5 inches. Curve it into a circle type. Like a circle. And then I take my thing. My thing. You guys are like, what thing? There's a lot of things in the world. My pliers. And I curve these little things. And then I bring that. You can see. Here is the top of my wreath, because you have this bar coming down, and I go on each side of that bar, so that way if it does move, it doesn't move that far, and I just hook it on there, and then I take my pliers, and I pliers it shut, that way it stays, and I go on this side, and I do it again. Sorry, this red is kind of in the way. I'll show you guys at the end. I'll flip it over again. It's kind of awkward. Okay, so then I got it in there, as you guys can see. It's pliered on. And then I just take my hot glue gun, just for a little bit extra support for right now. I put the, oh, actually, it's not even centered, you guys. There we go. You guys it's going to be a very bad, we'll flip it down. we'll go like this, and we'll a little bit more here. And then we'll just take my popsicle stick and we'll kind of rub it in to help it dry a little bit faster. No clumps anywhere. Kind of gets it everywhere. And it dry. With that. And now that it's dry enough, I just go through with my little hand, and I kind of clump it together just to help bring it, so that way it's not moving anywhere. And now that's a little hook. That way they don't have to hook it on here, and they know exactly where they're going to hang it, because they turn it around, they're looking for where they hang it, which they should know because of the sign. If they want the sign facing forward, then they'll know where to put it. It'll be right here. So you just hang it on a thumbtack, a nail. So I'm going to take this with me, you guys, and I'm going to quick move my bumblebee wreath off this hook, and then I'll bring you guys off my tripod thing, and I will show you what this wreath looks like on the wall. Okay, just make sure it's nice and quick. Even out the ribbons. And I think it looks very cool with the ribbons kind of flapping over a teeny bit, because it just makes it look a little bit more older and not as neatly done. So guys, you get a little dizzy. It's because I'm taking you guys off this. And I'm going to bring you over real slowly to my wall where we have the wreath. So this is what we just did with the welcome sign. It's nice and centered. It ain't going anywhere. It's nice, and it's a little bit crooked, a teeny bit, but I'll fix that when I'm done. Just need a little bit readjusting. And then you got the wires, or not the wires, the burlap. So yes, not the burlap, the ribbon. And I like this shraying. It looks kind of cool. I like that technique. It makes it look a little bit more farmhouse, rustic. So yes, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you want me to make any other videos, or you want me to make a certain type of wreath, certain holiday. I got a couple more summer, and then I'm going to be coming into some patriotic wreaths. But yes, subscribe if you like this video, so you guys, and turn on your post notifications so you guys will get notified when I upload the next tutorial for another wreath, so you guys don't miss it. And yeah, until then, bye.